everyone, I'm a huge Clarisonic fan. I've been using the Clarisonic for about 2 years since it first launched in Australia, and just in my time using it I've picked up a few different hints and tips, and I just wanted to share with you the best way to care for your Clarisonic so you'll get the most out of it. Clarisonics are an investment, they're pretty expensive, so if you're going to spend that kind of money you have to take the time and the effort to look after it and make sure that it stays in good condition. So my first piece of advice is don't ever share your Clarisonic. It's kind of the equivalent of sharing eyeshadow brush or any sort of makeup brush or a toothbrush really, because you'd be sharing your dead skin cells and the bacteria that's been on your face that you've washed up, you're sharing that with someone else. So it's just gross. Don't do it. Really. Seems kind of obvious, doesn't it? Although, if you did live in a house where you could share a Clarisonic with someone, you could each get your own head and just back and forth between the device. I guess the way some people can share electric toothbrushes. Anyway, there you go. Don't share your Clarisonic brush. You should be cleaning the head once a week with antibacterial soap. Again, just because there's going to be bacteria that lives on the brush. Something to remember if your bathroom is like mine and it doesn't seem to dry out properly in winter, which drives me absolutely batshit bananas, is to make sure that you take your Clarisonic out and dry it out and clean it out properly. Take the head off as often as you can, probably once a week, maybe a bit more if you're a bit lazy, less, whatever. Anyway, take the head off and run around the inside with a Q-tip, because in here can get quite dirty or mouldy if your bathroom is prone to mould or mildew or anything like that. But even more so in winter when things just don't seem to dry out properly. So give that, take that off and give that a rub, because you don't want anything nasty growing in there. The other thing is, I know I'm massively guilty of this. Like, I just leave my Clarisonic sitting in the shower unless I need to take it out to charge it. And I should try and take it out more often than that, because when it sits in the shower it never seems to dry out properly. And you don't want it getting waterlogged or stuff stuck in it. You don't want the brush to be constantly wet. Something else that's going to make your Clarisonic last longer is using the right cleanser with it. I've tried using it with a bunch of different cleansers, and I found the most effective for me is a cream cleanser. I use La Pureté's Okuru Mild Cream Facial Cleanser and Toner. I swear by this stuff. I love it so much. Obviously I need to go and buy another one. But this works really well because it lathers up and gives you that nice creamy foam that works really well with the brush. Something else worth trying is Dove's facial cleanser as well. This also works really well. You get a really nice creamy lather and it seems to distribute really well on the Clarisonic. I've used gel cleansers with it as well. It works with gel cleansers, not as well. It doesn't seem to spread as well as a cream cleanser does, but the gels do work alright with it. If you've got oily skin, you use a gel cleanser every day, not a problem. You can go ahead and use this. I use a gel cleanser once a day. I use a gel cleanser at night, a cream cleanser in the morning with my Clarisonic, in case you're wondering. Don't use it with an exfoliant. God, don't use this with an exfoliant, because the balls or the shells or the grit or whatever is going to get stuck in here. It's going to damage the brush, it's going to damage your skin, because the movement of this with the shells or balls or whatever is going to scratch the surface of your skin. And you just don't want stuff getting stuck in here. The other thing is oils. This will not work with an oil cleanser. You know the way an oil cleanser distributes over your face and then you have to lather it with water to rinse it off. It just doesn't work with a Clarisonic. But what I will say though is don't use your Clarisonic for getting makeup off. Use your oil first, your Bobbi Brown or your Sugar Mirror or your Dermalogica or whatever. Use that first, get the makeup off, and then use your cream or your gel. So do a double cleanse. This just will not work with an oil cleanser, and the oil will get stuck on the bristles and it won't clean properly. It'll be a mess. And this, if you try and use this to get makeup off, all you're going to do is coat the brush in foundation and you're going to damage the brush really quickly, and it's just going to end up a disgusting mess. And the next time you wash your face, you'll be washing it with yesterday's foundation, which is actually really gross when you think about it. If you haven't used a Clarisonic before and you're wondering how they work, the best way to clean your face with them, or what I do anyway, I put the cleanser on my face first, get it all wet and going, and then you do 20 seconds on your forehead, 20 seconds down your nose and chin, 10 seconds each cheek. The original Clarisonic actually has a beeper in it that's set to those timings, and it will beep and tell you when to switch spots. With the Mia, it doesn't have that, so you just kind of have to know when to move it. I use a sensitive head on mine. I have sensitive skin, but a lot of the stuff I've read, even from Clarisonic, most people should be using the sensitive anyway, unless you've got really hardcore tough skin. As you can see, the last time I had to replace the head, they only had the blue ones in stock at David Jones, so I've got a mismatched Mia at the moment, but that's okay. My last tip is, when you buy the heads, or when you first get your Clarisonic, the heads will come with a plastic cover over the top of them. If you're going travelling, make sure you hold on to the plastic cap, because when you put your Clarisonic in your toilet bag with all the other crap in there, you don't want your bristles to get smushed or get dirty. So hold on to that cap. I mean, I'm sure some people do keep their caps on their Clarisonic all the time. I don't. I just let mine sit in the shower. But I do hold on to my plastic cap if I know I need to take my Clarisonic somewhere. It protects it from dirt, but it also protects the bristles from getting smushed. If you have any questions about Clarisonic, I could talk about these all day because I'm a huge Clarisonic fan, so leave a comment or send an email or find me on Twitter, you know the drill. But I do heartily endorse Clarisonics. I find that when there's times when I am too lazy to go and buy a replacement head, or I haven't charged my Clarisonic, I've noticed the difference in my skin. It just doesn't feel as clean, and it doesn't feel as, I don't know, smooth. The surface of it doesn't feel as smooth. The Clarisonic really cleans it and evens the surface out. It's really great. Anyway, so that's my 2 thumbs up for Clarisonic. Hopefully there's some helpful hints in there for you if you're a Clarisonic user, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.